Estate in Prescott, Arizona. Today, we're sitting with Kyle from JT Septic, and he's going to tell us what a septic system is. Kyle, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Kyle with JT's, been with them for about 2 years now, and we've been in the area for about 20.
Kyle, what is a septic system?
Septic system is an on-site system that allows the homeowner to treat their own sewage essentially and take care of it. There's a couple different components to it. There's the septic tank, the disposal, and then the soil underneath the disposal.
Okay, so what do these three different components do?
The septic tank traps and holds back all the solids in the wastewater. The disposal disperses the wastewater to the soil, and the soil treats it before it reaches the groundwater.
So how long does a septic system last?
Most are engineered and designed to last 20 to 30 years with good maintenance.
And on the maintenance side, how often should you have it maintained?
You should have your tank serviced about every 3 to 4 years. If it's a bigger tank, you can go a little bit longer.
Okay. I want to ask you a question. When I'm out with my customers and my clients, and they ask me about a septic system, they'll see these little ports out in the yard, the little white PVC pipe. What are those for?
Those are the inspection ports for the disposal, and they allow you to measure the lifespan of the disposal. When the system is new, it's draining dry. As the system ages, it will fill up with water, and we'll be able to give you an estimate on kind of how much lifespan's left.
Recently, around where the septic tank is, I've seen two little white caps. What is that?
When we're out doing a service or an inspection, we'll leave tank markers over where the lids are at to help people not build decks over their system, or where they know where their tank's at, so to refrain from driving over it or anything like that.
That's fantastic, because I've seen people, they have no clue where their septic system is. So I'm glad that that's happening. I've seen some systems out there that have filters in them. What do the filters do?
The filters help the tank capture any suspended solids before it makes it out to the disposal.
And with that filter system, do you need to have it inspected more?
Yes, you should have your the filter serviced every 6 months to a year, dependent on usage.
Kyle, that's interesting. A lot of people out there have no idea what a septic system is. Thank you for your time.
My pleasure.
This is Ken Nimmo with Arizona Prime Real Estate. Thank you.
So in this segment, we asked Simon to come in and answer a few questions. We're getting quite a few buyers relocating to the Prescott area. I know that you do a lot of listings, but also you work with a lot of buyers.
I do.
And so, for instance, if a buyer, say a client or a past client, refers you to a family member that might want to relocate to the Prescott area, say from California, which I seem like we get a lot of Californian people.
We do.
What are some of the initial things that you want to inform that buyer about in the process that you start using when you start working with a buyer?
Okay, well, first, obviously, we initiate a conversation and kind of get a feel for why you come to Prescott. Mm-hmm. Most people are, just say it's a fantastic place, which it is, and the climate's great. What a lot of people don't know is that there's varying areas in Prescott. I mean, you can get flatlands, mm-hmm. You can get mountainsides, you can be by near a lake, you can mm-hmm. be up in the pines, you can be living off the grid. Mm-hmm. So I really kind of delve into why you coming here, mm-hmm. and what do you expect? What do you want? Mm-hmm. So the list is usually long. By the time I'm done talking with somebody, right. They've got a list, a want and desire list, and that actually is where we kind of start, is the want and desire list. But more importantly, I go back to how are you going to pay for your home? I mean, it sounds kind of fundamental, but at the end of the day, if somebody hasn't started with a lender, mm-hmm. or isn't If they're buying cash, great, but if they haven't started with a lender, that's probably their first step. They need to contact a lender to see where they are. Are you able to afford the house that you're looking for? A lot of people anticipate that they're qualified to do so. A good lender will get you there. So if there's things in the background that need to be taken care of to get your rating up so that you're getting a better interest rate and getting into the house that you want, the best thing to do is to start with a lender to get to that point. And once we know how the house is going to be purchased, what kind of down payment they're going to put in, those are the types of things that we start with, so that we're not trying to buy outside a person's range, which is, a lot of people look there anticipating that they can get the price down, and in a seller's market, that's not necessarily the case.
Doesn't always happen that way.
Doesn't always happen that way.
And
Not
so-
everybody's overpricing their home.
That's right.
Not everybody.
Well, if it's your listing, they're not.
Not
gonna overprice it,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
And so, so it sounds like we're going to check their financing, get them pre-qualified,
Right.
right? And also figure out what their down payment is, because that's going to help you determine the type of home that's available for that client. And so now you kind of went through that. How do you advise them about looking in new developments and possibly looking at other property without you? I mean, they really kind of, if they're going to hire you to be their buyer's agent, then
Right.
how do you go through that?
Well, I think there's a misconception out there. Well, there's a misconception out there that going and finding a new home or finding a place to build a new home, that you can't bring your agent along. And that is about as far from the truth as you could come. You need representation. When you walk onto a developer lot, you are working with the developer unless you have representation.
And the developers usually have a sign right there that says, please bring your agent. They want you to bring your agent with you.
Absolutely.
Because they realize that an agent knows what to do and what to expect.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And so the contracts are there to protect both sides of that transaction, but a licensed professional will be able to tell you where the loopholes are and where the places that you can actually fall down. And sometimes there's a one-sided perspective from the selling side. You always need somebody to advocate for you. You absolutely to negotiate. There are people think that they have to pay full price on a brand new. That's not necessarily true.
That is never the case.
That is never the case. Absolutely.
Well, and one thing I think there's a misconception that if they go there without a real estate professional, that they'll get a lower price. And that's also misleading, because they will not get a lower price.
Absolutely. Real estate agents are trained to negotiate. That's what we do day in, day out, that we protect our clients. We're here, like you said, as your advocate.
So kind of at the end here, when the outline some of the steps that the buyers are going to do, what would be the steps in order that you would take?
So obviously contact an agent, me preferably, and then if you don't have a lender, I can help you find a lender. Once you have your lender does a pre-qual on you, and we figure out what kind of terms that you can submit when submitting a contract, then I will also be sending you listing details, so you know once we've determined what area of Prescott you would want to reside, then what you have to do is tell me when you're coming into town, so that I can clear out pretty much a day or at least a half a day and show you the areas that you've been interested in, because they vary quite considerably. And so the big thing is you have representation. So when you find the right home, you have a licensed professional that's going to negotiate for you and is going to make sure from beginning to end that you're taken care of, from the purchase contract to the inspection to your close. So from beginning to end, that's what we do as agents.
Well, excellent. Well, thanks, Simon. I appreciate you answering all the questions
Thanks,
for us.
Steve.
Hi, in this segment, we want to introduce Ken Nimmo as an agent here in Arizona Prime in our Prescott Real Estate Sales Office. Welcome, Ken.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about us. Our audience really kind of want to know a little bit about some of our agents and some of their background, some of their passions. What's your story?
Well, I grew up in Southern California, moved to Arizona in '97, and we started a little ranch down in Dewey. And always wanted to get into real estate. Had an opportunity, took it. I've been in real estate now since 1999.
Wow.
And my specialties are residential. I like horse property. Just because it's called horse property doesn't mean it is.
Right.
5 acres going down a cliff isn't horse property.
That's right.
I like to sell a lot of land.
Okay.
I know how to look at land and know how to divide it up and get the best profit out of it. And that's what I like to do.
So almost 18 years, it seems like, in real estate. That's a long career.
It is. It's a lot of fun. I like the negotiation side of it.
Oh, okay.
I like finding people things that they've been looking for.
Okay, and so ranch property. So you know quite a bit about the equestrian or the horse property, which in this area is actually quite a bit.
It is. We were in horses a little bit in California, and then we moved to Arizona, and we had 109 horses at the ranch at one time.
That's a lot of horses.
That's a lot of work. That's when I decided to get into real estate. And then we showed horses and won a couple world championships and
Wow.
in the halter classes. And now we're just enjoying life. And
So now are you still ranching?
I'm not. I have no horses.
Okay.
I just take every day, one day at a time.
Excellent. And so, Ken, there's a lot of agents, and obviously in the Prescott area. Now, what are some of the things that set you apart, let's say, from some of the average community agents that we see?
I look at real estate like a lot of people look at sports. Okay. A good realtor's a realtor who gets you in there, gets the job done, takes care of the issues during the procedure, and then closes the deal. Just like an umpire does in baseball. If you don't really know he was there, then he did his job.
Oh, that's excellent.
I don't think that becoming a problem in the deal is the best way to take care of my customer.
Absolutely.